Good morning. Happy Saturday. I get to mea culpa. I was wrong. Earl will sue for copyright infringement. So I was notified by Earl's trusted, 40% trusted lieutenant, WTT, yesterday that Earl had in fact filed suit against me and several other people in the Central District of California for copyright infringement and libel. And I was graciously provided with a copy of the complaint, and of course it got disseminated very quickly thereafter. And how to say this? Earl filed pro se. He called it pro per. Normally in federal court you call it pro se, but everybody knows that pro per and pro se are the same thing, so that doesn't really matter that he called himself pro per. But it is very apparent that he filed pro per. Very apparent. There are some issues with his complaint. Now, I am not going to go over all of the issues in the complaint, but since Felipe Hemming, who is named as a defendant in the complaint, decided to spill the beans on one of the errors in the complaint, Earl misspelled Felipe's last name. And Krista, Felipe's wife, misspelled her last name as well. Now, Earl contends that he retained Krista Hemming, who is a licensed practicing attorney in the state of California. He contends that he retained her at one point in time, and he sent his Deer Park interview video to her and Felipe, and that essentially they are the source of disseminating the video. What does it matter that Earl misspelled Felipe's last name and Krista's last name and misspelled Hemming in the Hemming Firm LLC? Well, what it means is that he's not actually suing Felipe Hemming, Hemming. He's suing someone else. Now, I don't know how Felipe is going to handle that procedurally, or how Chris is going to handle that procedurally. They may resist service. They may not accept service by mail. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. I'm purely speculating at this point, but it's going to be an issue for Earl, but it's a minor issue that he'll just be able to most likely just amend his complaint to deal with. Most likely. Again, I'm not giving him legal advice, and I'm certainly not trying to help him perfect his complaint. As to what I'm going to do, well, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know how I'm going to react procedurally. I don't know how I'm going to, I have an idea of my defense, but I'm not entirely sure of how I'm going to go about enacting it. Earl did demand a jury trial, so, you always have to take that into consideration. You're not arguing to a judge, you're arguing to a jury. There are avenues that I am going to explore. I have asked on Discord that if anybody has any knowledge of defamatory materials that Earl has published regarding me specifically, but if you find something regarding Felipe or any of the other defendants, then, that's fine too. It'd be great if you could send those to me, because there is a possibility that I will be filing a counterclaim. I know in California it's a cross-complaint, but I think in the federal courts, I always get these mixed up. I think it's a cross-claim in the federal courts, but anyway, you get the idea. I might countersue him, but I'm not entirely sure yet on what I'm going to do in that regards. The defendants the one thing that made me the most sad is that I'm the last listed defendant. The defendants are Krista Hemming, Felipe Hemming, the Hemming Firm LLC, Teresa Richard, Jonathan Spiel, who is John Masters on YouTube, Texas Wolfman, if any of you remember who he is from the from back during the arrest at Leon Valley, where they arrested all the auditors. He's the guy who did a lot of the bail stuff back then. YouTube, yes indeed, Earl suing YouTube, and then me. I am last, hopefully, but not the least. And anyway, it's going to be fun. Why he chose to sue YouTube, I don't know, but that's going to be interesting to see how long that lasts, because YouTube, of course, is owned by Google. They have very expensive attorneys, lots and lots of very expensive attorneys, and yeah, I don't even know what they're going to do. So that's going to be interesting to see, because I mean, they might make the whole suit go away real quick, or they might just get themselves out of it. Who knows? We're going to find out, though. So it's going to be fun, and if Earl is convicted, I don't know how he's going to conduct a jury trial from behind bars, but that'll be interesting to see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.